everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. Opening week in the NFL is an exciting time for everybody, including these two teams here today. It's the Seahawks going up against the Lions. The opening kick of the new season is straight ahead as we turn it over to our broadcast duo of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL sends us to the state of Michigan as we are inside Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Tonight, it's the Thursday opener for the new NFL season between the Seattle Seahawks and the Detroit Lions. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he stopped immediately there. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed. And that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
On a second and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third down.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding position.
And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So on 4th down, here's the Canadian-born punter John Ryan to kick it away for Seattle. Fielded just inside the 20. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a... net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And the Lions will take over. On 1st and 10, Stafford. And incomplete to open things up. He was trying to hit Rashad Green. That'll bring up 2nd down. All right, let's get a peek at these starters here in the Golden Child. Golden Tate.
Love his versatility because you can use him anywhere in your offense. And he's an excellent kick returner. Loves to play the game. Plays with passion.
On 2nd and 10, Stafford. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. It's the Pro Bowl quarterback, Richard Sherman. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Here's Wilson. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. Good use of the pass there to pick up the first down against a defensive look that they had specifically prepared for, they told us, coming into this one.
Certainly seems like they're holding all the right cards now, doesn't it? Because of their preparation. Went back, watched the tape, studied the tendencies, and they feel like they had them down cold, and they were able to use the pass against them.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Our chance to show you the offense here, Tyler Lockett. Charles, your thoughts?
Loved him coming out of Kansas State. The third Lockett that played there after his father and his uncle. An absolute true threat every time he touches the ball to take it to the house.
2nd down following the run. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. Now Wilson on 2nd down. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. It's caught, Lockett. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And they'll run it here. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. And now the Lions' defensive starters.
As Darius Slay continues to improve at the quarterback position, he may live up to his own nickname as the Slaymaker.
Here's Wilson to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
So a 2nd down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. On 3rd and goal, Wilson. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Doug Baldwin from 10 yards out. And the Seahawks have taken a 1st quarter lead. And that's the first Wilson to Baldwin connection of the 2016 season, and something we saw quite a bit in 2015.
Especially the second half of the year, that was kind of the real breakout where Russell Wilson became much more of a passer instead of a run-first offense. And Doug Baldwin, one of the best things he does, his releases off the line of scrimmage, gets into his routes really well, and he knows how to go get the football.
Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They go back to the air here after the INT. It's complete to Golden Tate. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Now Stafford, and he rifles one incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, his intended target, and that'll bring up second down. The Seahawks, here's their defensive lineup.
Earl Thomas is the rangiest free safety in the game. Great reactions, great understanding, and boy, will he strike you when the ball's in his area.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. On 2nd and 10, Stafford. He hits Riddick underneath. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point you've got to win at the point of attack, and on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
10 yards still left on 2nd down. They'll come out in the pistol. On 2nd down, here's Stafford. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. It's caught, Jones. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. First down coming there on the intermediate passing play. That's been a point of emphasis, they told us in practice, using those medium routes to keep the defense off balance.
And it wasn't just them telling us. We got to watch them practice it and work on it because they've been trying to fine-tune it and get it right before this game. And I think they have to be happy with the result.
Now a first down throw. Stafford out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll make this a 2nd down. Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, as the Lions are in possession of the football. 2nd down now after the pass completion. Throwing again is Stafford. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Jaron Reed, he's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. 3rd and long, it's Stafford. They'll set up the screen with Davis. Call that a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. Now the former Gamecock, Spencer Lanningon, to punt it away. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan, and Thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Wilson. And now he's got him at a great spot at the 8-yard line here, first and goal. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
The fumble, but they're able to maintain possession. Now it's second down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On second down, Wilson. He's going to let this one go deep. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. Then they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth.
Got his left. Got his left. Hey, 180. Let's go here. Switch. Hey, 54.
Halfback sent in motion. From the 50, Stafford. And Green with a catch left side. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
Fresh set of downs here. On 1st and 10, Stafford. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down. Second and 10, Stafford again. It's brought in left side by Tate. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
To throw is Stafford. This will be caught just inside the 10. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll make it second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Flush to his right. Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it second and 4.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Shift together here from the D-line. The wide receiver moving to a new spot. On second down, here's Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola. And then, of course, to Stanford. And, boy, he's been good. Two minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Ford Field after this. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
So the D-line's going to spread out. On 3rd down, Wilson. He'll dump it off to Procise. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They'll come out in the pistol. And on the ground they go with a running back. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
A give to the fullback on the dive. And he's brought down. Smart approach there, using the run to pick up the 1st. And that was a defensive setup they prepared for this week, knowing that keeping it on the ground was the best way to attack it.
And that means also that they're able to read them pretty well. All the things they prepared for, when they get to the line of scrimmage, they see it in pre-snap recognition and know exactly how to attack based on their planning and preparation.
Now it's Wilson. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it's a 2nd down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on 1st down. Again, we'll see the pistol here. They'll give it to him right up the gut. Down to the 25. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And now Wilson unhappy with something he saw there as he's going to burn a timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This will be a 37-yard attempt. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. So we have reached halftime here in the Thursday night opener as we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or do they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll be a 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
On 2nd down, here's Stafford. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. It goes as a gain of 8 and moves the chains.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Now a 1st down throw. Stafford. And Jones has it over the middle. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Ebron caught left side, and he's brought down. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. And the D-line pinching together, must be expecting the run. Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
To throw on 2nd down is Stafford. Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. To throw is Stafford. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Theo Riddick, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Lions have got it back to a one-score game. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Now Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. 18 yards on the pickup there. And the Seahawks are going to have a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when
he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. So out now come the Lions. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. The offense operating inside the 10 at the 8 here. It's 1st and goal. It's a good pickup of 7 yards, and now they're looking at 2nd and goal. That's what they wanted out of that first down play. Run it down there. Now they're knocking on the door.
The only thing that would have been better was getting it in, and now they can do whatever they want because they've got confidence on their side. Line up quickly and go, or savor it a little bit, but I run right back at them.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. 2nd and goal from the 1. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Lions are going to jump back in front. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Now Wilson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
On first down, Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Back now at Ford Field. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. 2nd down, 8. One receiver left, 2 to the right. On 2nd down, Wilson. It's caught. Baldwin. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Doug Baldwin, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Seahawks have taken the lead here in the 4th. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Bobby Wagner. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
50-50. Check.
On second down, here's Stafford. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he's brought down. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. Good throw. Receiver does his job, and it's a first down for the offense.
Excellent execution all the way around. Plenty of time for the quarterback and the receiver to work their first down magic.
On first down, Stafford here. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Golden Tate, his intended receiver. And it's second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store.
Check 43. Set 180.
Second and 10, Stafford again. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain, and all of a sudden here it's third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
A bullet throw, but incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time, and that brings up 4th down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Desperation time for Stafford on 4th down. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. Apparently they weren't interested in playing the field position game. They opt to keep their offense out there. A big mistake in hindsight.
Yeah, that one backfired, and hindsight's always 20/20, but let's call it what it was. We would have first guessed that one and said, don't do it here. Bad situation. I think they need to be closer to midfield before I would start to think it was a good idea.
Yeah.
And once you start taking risks like that, you're going to have to keep taking them throughout the game, especially when they don't work.
Yeah, at this stage of the second half, interesting. They go play action with Wilson. And left side here, it's Graham. Fights off another.
I think the second tackler would have learned from the first.
He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. And in this situation with a lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Now Wilson on second down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and just like that, it's third down. Time is starting to run out, really becoming a factor. We'll see if the defense can get the stop they need to get the ball back to the offense. On third down, Wilson. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on fourth, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold
up. But he
trusted
his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it. Be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. And let's see what the defensive coordinator may have up his sleeve here to try to get this final last stand and win this football game. To throw on second down is Stafford. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. And if the defense can hold here, this ball game is over.
And they're thinking more than just holding. They're thinking about a takeaway to finish things off.
And he goes in motion here in the backfield. Throwing on third down, Stafford. And incomplete on the deep ball. Stafford will stay out there. He'll lead his guys up to go for it on fourth down. He'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that fourth down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Back to throw. This is Reddick on the screen. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll be second down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
And this is incomplete. And you, as a former defender, should know that the referees are watching this closely, defensive holding.
They watch it awfully closely. I sure wish they'd let it be 5.5 yards like they do for the offensive guys. But in this case, they were strict with the rule.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. He's back to throw. And he slings one that's incomplete.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
Back to throw. And Jones has it over the middle. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make it third down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. They'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. NFL teams last year a little under 50% on fourth down conversions. This is a bit tougher. 4th and 4.
Easy. All right, boys, here we go.
Desperation time for Stafford on 4th down. And able to find Green. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Stafford. And a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowl cornerback, Richard Sherman. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Well, my friend, for the players, it's good for them to get that first game under their belts. For you and I, that first Thursday night game also good for us to get that under our belts, wasn't it?
It was no longer preseason. We were into the regular season, the first game of the year. And, you know, all eyes were watching this when everyone was excited that football was back.
And it's just special. You can just feel it. It's so good to have the pigskin back out there. It'll be crisp fall weather before we know it.
You got that right, but I love the build-up to it, right? All day long anticipating it, and then we got here and we saw a game, the first game of the year. Let's keep going.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Detroit.